in international championships.
Well, at the very minimum, you should be able to at least like help us, kind of know the good ordering. So you think Lucario is strong as a lead in this matchup? Let's see if Oreo agrees.
For looking at what he's going against, which is the Libre, going with Darkrai lead, and I actually don't oppose to this. Darkrai, this is actually somewhat a luck of the draw when it comes to picking what should you lead first. And Darkrai actually does have a good matchup experience versus Libre, but right now, being in this corner is where everybody has to guess against Libre. But look at how much synergy Marx already has, nearly 70%, and he's only won a singular field phase. The reset, going into Electro Web, this is going to be extra damage. Marx going unanswered.
Yeah, this is tough. Maybe not even going to have to use the burst here. I think this might be enough with the enhance. I feel pretty confident.
With the attack buff as well, it's going to be a KO, a perfect coming from Marx. This is just showcasing that even though if you could have a good matchup versus a character, you need to have that matchup experience and knowledge. And it just might be that Marx has a lot more experience with the Libre in that matchup.
Yeah, but of course Darkrai is also a very polarized character, right? Either Darkrai gets like a field phase win and then runs away with things, or Darkrai just basically what just happened, right? It's very
just gets mulled over.
Yeah, especially when you have a character as offensively powerful as Pikachu Libre. So that's not the end of things. Sometimes you take that risk, especially when you're leading with Darkrai. Not that it's a bad choice, but Marx just made all the right choices, is what I would say. However, Oreo's fighting back, I think, a lot already with the Mewtwo.
And Marx making all the right choices here, still tacking on a little bit of damage with Punish. No, it's going to be Oreo going in with the optimal combo. Nice, doing a great amount of damage for the wall, finding his approach. Eevee going to add on an attack buff, heal up a bit as well.
Yeah, and I do feel like this is the character that Oreo is most well known for, by kind of a large margin. So not a huge surprise to see the Mewtwo doing quite well. I really am excited to see if there's some more Darkrai play to be seen a little bit later, like even within the set. But the challenge!
And
nice.
committing to the whole entire thing was Oreo, but nice. CADCing through both hits of the Fire Punch was Marx, and this is going to do a large amount of damage plus the Rage, and he's going to be able to get an attack buff and a defense buff as well.
Yeah, so don't get hit, basically. Oh, well, actually, you're okay to get hit. That defense buff really coming into play. That was like no damage.
The guts added on with that defense buff, plus being able to have synergy. Ooh, the activation gonna punish the JY on the other side. Gonna get a clean conversion here with 16 seconds left on the clock. Oreo has to do something.
Yeah, you gotta steal this life lead or at least hold on to it, but you're slowed down. This is tough.
All right, Barrier gonna clean it up. Yes, Hyper Beam gonna finish the character off. And this is looking quite difficult for Oreo, having such little HP for Mewtwo. But again, Mewtwo being such a great character, but Decidueye is just as good.
Yeah, okay, on the bright side, Mewtwo has a little bit more life, and the life that you gain back is percentage-based, so we got back a decent amount of life there. It's just barely keeping you within guts, which is kind of an advantage, because that means whatever damage you get in here is going to be that much more scary. However, nice tech. That shouldn't be enough. It should be one mix away.
Reset. Oh, my God. My goodness. Oreo was not ready. I thought maybe he'd be popping out the burst, but will he do it now? No, he's deciding to hold off a bit, trying to find his way in. That's going to be a punish? Yes, it will be. Grab punish. And with Rage added on, he's pushing him closer to the corner.
It's so scary to want to use burst here. I mean, I think we're probably going to see at this point save for Lucario, but nice. Hold on a minute. This comeback is very possible. Look at that damage. One more good read here, especially with Eevee.
Yes, one good read, one good grab, and it'll be over, but that goes the same for Mewtwo as well. Finding that small projectile to make its way to hit, and it's going to be Oreo on his last character.
Yeah, that was funny. Kind of anticlimactic way, but I mean, honestly, it's such a good way to check people that neutral Y and field from the Decidueye. I almost want to say it's like an underused tool, but it's really, really nice to throw out, kind of like the Libre 5Y. But here we go. It is going to be now the final character for Oreo. This Lucario has to put in a lot of work. He does have burst already.
Yes, and we know how scary, just like that, attack buff Lucario with burst. Oh my goodness. Oh, no conversion.
That could have been it too. If that was just a burst on the way down, but didn't expect it to wall. Not going to matter. The grab's going to be enough. The truest grappler in the game, burst Lucario. And it's one character to one character, but full meter for this Aegis Slash.
And not only that, Marx on his main, the Aegis Slash. He played this character, played against this matchup so many times. I'm sure he's going to go into this very comfortably, but it's up to Oreo right now to try to make it back. Nearly both full HP, but look at that. Special tier being able to actually bring him to nearly 50 HP to actually get into a full stick of synergy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is going to be so much about whether Oreo can just stay in the game long enough to get this burst and then try to challenge with burst to burst. Even if you're like 1 HP, that is going to be your only chance here, but it's not looking great, and the forward Y is going to do it. Didn't manage to get in a single solid hit, and Marx with the signature Aegis Slash really paying off. Going to go up 1 game. Just needs 1 more game to qualify for top 8 losers.
It was looking quite difficult at the end for Oreo there. Aegis Slash has so many buttons he can choose from in field phase. The side Y being such a good mobile button. Forward Y being a decent projectile as well, especially when he's sharp Aegis Slash. And overall, it was just looking pretty tough for Oreo. But we're going to see what he does here in this game too. Still sticking with the Darkrai lead, and again versus Libre, if he can find a way to, yes, set up his projectile, setting up the rifts, being able to create a huge wall, just like that, adding on the pressure, and creating a mirror on activation can activate a bear trap to track your opponent. And here we're going to see Nightmare.
Bad Dreams Rising, baby.
Yes,
it's time. Finally. We literally didn't get to see anything from this Darkrai, so I'm excited to see what it can do at its best, because we certainly saw what it did at its worst. Not that it was, again, not it was bad play, but Marx just guessed correctly a few times in a row, and that's how Libre plays. But so far, Marx is building a ton of meter, and we're going to see a nice conversion here, at least in the start from Oreo. Oh, I don't know if he meant to shift right there. That's actually kind of unfortunate.
If anything, when it comes down to what you should choose, that's going to be a burst attack that's going to hit. He thought maybe the Nasty Plot would stop, or at least the clone with Nasty Plot would prevent Marx from wanting to actually close in, but it did not matter to him.
Yeah, I mean, luckily at least you're kind of back to like a pseudo distance here in field. Oh, that might be punishable. Oh no, maybe already committed to that?
And the Frogadier conversion, baby. I love it. You love to see it. And this is going to be a good conversion here to get into Bad Dreams Rising.
Yeah, here we go. Chance number 2. I mean, got maximum damage basically out of Bad Dreams Rising. Just shifted on accident before. It doesn't seem like Marx is super comfortable dealing with the situation, and it looks like he's not going to get any more chances. This is way better out of the Darkrai. Obviously, it was like a perfect, but then we've seen before. I'm glad we got to see, like, okay, yeah, this Darkrai is for real, because I haven't really seen too much of Oreo's Darkrai, and you know, it's managed to make some things work here.
The Darkrai has come here and there. He's showcased it a bit in other tournaments. It's just that I don't think he's, you know, very much gonna choose in a 1v1 format will choose Darkrai over Lucario. But here he's showcasing a bit what he can do, getting the Nasty Plot activation. We're gonna see him go into Bad Dreams Rising here, and look at that, being able to have his rifts activate immediately when he's here.
Yeah, this is really a bad dream if you're not the Darkrai. Darkrai, this is what they dream about every night. You know, this is the life they want to live.
Oh yeah, awkward. Living the life with your opponent in a nightmare, having to deal with everything. Tried to go with the Dream Eater, tried to get a massive amount of damage and synergy as well. Activating burst, this is nice. And Marx has to be wary of the frame 1 activation that is for Oreo's burst attack. But Mimikyu gonna be a little bit of assistance here, pushing him to the corner.
Yeah, that was an interesting challenge to just throw like a projectile right there. Now getting the synergy debuff is huge, and oh no, this actually might be it. If there's no drop here, this is probably it. Yeah,
wow,
easily.
That Smackdown did so much damage at the end. I'm surprised that actually did KO.
I mean, synergy down, debuff while they're in synergy, it's a tough situation.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah,
indeed.
You very rarely see the combo actually get landed on people. Usually that's more of like a defensive debuff, I feel, like where you're like, okay, you can hit me and it won't matter, but if you hit them, you're like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. Plus, it's this right. Those quarter combos are wild.
All right, Darkrai actually putting in a bit of work here, being able to have Oreo's main come out, the Mewtwo, and already finding damage. Anti-air? No, doesn't want to wait for the cross up, and the JX, he immediately falls out of it.
Nice little check. Oh, okay, weird burst. There's gonna, at least getting over before that burst meant there's a lot of space for Oreo to just walk back. This looks like it's blocked, plus unblocked though.
And the barrier, gonna try to get through those plus frames there, gonna get a bit of damage, the just frame, making sure he gets every bit of damage he can. And with the attack buff, he'll be able to touch him in dual phase, but it doesn't matter. The extra damage probably did matter for that homing attack being able to KO.
Yeah, it's, I mean, damage buffs and debuffs and everything in this game, for people who aren't familiar, are so important, right? They just add that little bit of extra damage that you need, and they really add up, and that's why we see, like, things like Eevee, or in fact, we saw the Sylveon earlier, being very, very important. But here we go, we're down to Marx's main. This time, not as much of an advantage going into it, and by that I mean zero advantage at all. Went for the unblockable, just taking the hit, but you can get a pretty decent amount of damage with the Aegis Slash here.
Yes, usually when it comes down to the unblockable setups, usually the best option is just to take the hit from Mimikyu. Ooh, but the, I believe it's shield stance counter? Can't entirely remember, but right here, we're going to tech on all this chip damage. The shield form auto counter is going to make sure he backs off Oreo into the corner. Oreo is fighting for his life.
Yeah, oh, that was a great barrier. That was I mean, it was a really good read on the 2X to get underneath it, but oh my gosh, look at that damage off of one barrier. And now the Eevee's out, so really one more read could do it here.
Yes, it could. And Oreo having synergy all close to being full with the attack buff. It just added on more and more chip. Marx seeing a bit of the danger there. He wants to close this out.
That's huge, though, too. Oh, no. Oh, no. Again, we're down to potentially one more read here. We can almost see the burst. Yeah, we are going to see the offensive burst.
And he tried to do an immediate burst attack, but Marx scouting it out, decides to take to the skies and cleans up the Mewtwo. That was a bit dicey right there, Chef.
Yeah, but that was a big risk, honestly, to use that burst right there. But honestly, if you have to make a comeback, you want burst more. So I feel like Oreo felt it's already a win to cause Marx to use that burst himself.
Yes.
Because now, look at this. There's 129 HP on Marx's side. That is like 2 little reads from Oreo. That's all you need. But, I mean, okay, this damage can equal up very quickly.
Yeah, and it should end sooner with that Eevee in the background. Bone rushing through the CA, catching the vulnerable frames of it. Oh, okay, this Rayquaza will actually get rid of the projectile.
Maybe.
And because of Rage, look at how much damage that Rayquaza did.
That was about half HP, and oh no.
This conversion might actually KO if it's good.
Hold on. Hold on.
No, he drops it.
Okay, he's still got a chance. Oh, what? Point blank?
There's no way.